Welcome to the Heart of Giving. It's time for another program of people in the community that are making this city what it is, a better city. It's made up of people that are giving of themselves, that are being part of the community, trying to make the community better and the people stronger. So we're so happy today to have someone, and actually two people, that I worked with for quite a while with the city of Long Beach. And we have a program in the city called Neighborhood Services. It's not a program, it's a department. And so it's part of the city's structure, but what it does is it works in the communities with so many programs and so many assistances with things that they know about that they want to help strengthen all the communities. And we're glad to have Margaret Madden, who is the director of this, and Francisco. Francisco, my love, how are you? Francisco Rodriguez worked in my office for several years. So, but we're going to start with Margaret. Margaret, you've been doing this for a long time.
I have.
And you have been responsible for so many things that help individual neighborhoods all over the city, not just one or two that are active. And just you could take an hour, I know, but could you just briefly say the things that are services that you provide the whole community?
Sure. The Neighborhood Services Bureau offers many different programs to help Long Beach neighborhoods. We have a neighborhood resource center that's a drop-in center to help neighborhood groups to do projects and help improve their neighborhoods and assist their neighborhood associations with their newsletters or other projects.
You worked with the association of that neighborhood?
We do. We work with over 150 neighborhood associations a year.
And how do you help them?
We have access to computers and a photocopier for neighborhood publication assistance to make newsletters, meeting flyers. We have a neighborhood cleanup assistance program that neighborhood groups can use to get a free dumpster and supplies to host a cleanup in their neighborhood. We have a home improvement rebate assistance program where property owners can get a rebate of up to $2,000 to fix deteriorated conditions on the outsides of their properties. We have a matching grant called our Neighborhood Partners Program. It's a $10,000 grant for neighborhood groups to do many infrastructure projects in their neighborhood. It's helped to build playgrounds, community gardens.
Is that right? And that's all over the city?
Well, that program is federally funded with Community Development Block Grant funds, so it's limited to the portions of the city that are federally designated.
I see. And?
We also have a grant from the Port of Long Beach. It's called I Dig Long Beach, 6,000 trees by 2020. We've planted 2,100 trees under that grant in neighborhood groups in the last 2.5 years.
And have you tried to get them all interested in that, and have they all started to participate?
We have a wait list of neighborhood groups, and we're planning the 2016 tree plantings as we speak.
Is that right?
It's really fun. We have neighborhood groups that help host the tree planting events, and they help to get refreshments for the volunteers, and we have 200 people come out for a one-day planting event.
Do you think that your office helps every part of the city?
We have services available to help every part of the city. We have we work with neighborhood groups citywide, so it's really fun to help people transform their neighborhoods.
And do individuals come in and say, I want to be more active, and you tell them where to go to do that?
We do. We help neighborhood residents connect to the neighborhood associations they have or start new ones if there's not one in their neighborhood. We also provide the neighborhood leadership program. It's a 5-month training program. Francisco will be able to talk a little bit more about that, to help residents to get the skills and tools they need and the confidence to make a difference in their neighborhoods.
So you really know in the whole city the people that are movers and shakers in their area.
We do. They're doing amazing things and transforming our neighborhoods a block at a time.
That's wonderful. Good for you.
Thank you.
And has it grown? Has your program grown?
It's grown. We've continued to work with new neighborhood groups that start. We help neighborhood groups to do more and more complicated projects as they build their capacity, starting with smaller projects. And we've helped several neighborhood groups to do $100,000 playgrounds that they find funding from several different sources to make bigger projects happen.
Well, if somebody's out there listening thinking, well, why aren't we doing this? how do they get in touch with you? Do they look for business or neighborhood services?
We're neighborhood services. We're part of the Department of Development Services, and our phone number is really easy. It's 570-1010.
Ooh, I'll remember that even. Okay, well, one of the programs you have is the one that Francisco's in charge of. And I have to tell you, Francisco, I just love this program because I think you have developed probably more people all over town to be leaders in their community, and that's called the Leadership Program. And tell us what it is.
Yeah, the Neighborhood Leadership Program is a 5-month training program offered by the City of Long Beach.
Free.
Yeah, it's free.
Okay.
Free to the public, free to Long Beach residents. And we offer training in project development, grant writing, public speaking, meeting facilitation, anything that people would need to be community organizers. So,
And how do you do it?
how do we do it? Well, we do it with the help of committed alumni. We have a core group of alumni that help us facilitate the training sessions. We have 12 training sessions a year.
Okay, well, let's say I'm interested and I'm in the community. I raise my hand and then I get in touch with Margaret and I said, I want to go how can I do that? Tell me the beginning and how does it happen? Do you say, come into this meeting or what?
Yeah, we'll ask you to fill out an application and give us a nomination from a member of the community to tell us about your volunteer work. Also, we ask you to come in for an interview, and the people that interview you are past graduates of the program. So,
And what you do is you're training leaders in the community, in their community. Well, can you remember some of the success stories of people that have graduated that have done things in the community? I loved hearing at one time, not recently, but do you remember any?
oh yeah, we've had people. Well, one of the goals of the program is to have people get involved with their neighborhoods and their community.
Yes.
So we have a lot of people that go on to become presidents of neighborhood associations.
Okay.
And do a lot of projects in the community, like neighborhood markers for the neighborhoods. Margaret, maybe you can help me with some of them.
Well, there was one lady I still remember, and she went back into her community, and it was, I don't know if it was helping kids home from school or if it was something where it was very active, and she had to organize the people in the community to be involved with this, and it was do you remember that?
We have many stories just like that. One neighborhood association has been having an annual literacy fair for kids at MacArthur Park, and they've given away, I think this past literacy fair, they gave out 10,000 books to children. There are neighborhood groups that are hosting monthly cleanups every single month in their neighborhood, and who've gone through our program and bring that back to their neighborhoods to host events like that. There's a graduate of our program who won 19 grants in 4 years after graduating the program, where she's using all the skills she learned on how to write a grant and helping her neighborhood and other neighborhoods to do projects.
Can you remember? There were so many that it just boggled my mind to have one person in your class that went into the community and not just became the leader, but established something that was so meaningful. And the
Mother's Brigade.
Tell us about that one. That's the one I think I'm thinking of.
We had a graduate of our program who helped start the Mother's Brigade in the Wilmore neighborhood.
Around? Does she still?
She's actually not in Long Beach anymore, but she did for several years. They got a grant, and they paid for walkie-talkies and vests for the moms. And when school got out, the moms were standing on street corners with the walkie-talkies, making sure the kids all got home safely from school.
Yes.
And there's a program just like that being recreated in West Long Beach this year.
Another graduate of our program is using that model and has created a program along the Santa Fe corridor.
That's marvelous. I mean, what a feeling of comfort that gives the mothers of the area, and they participate in it too. I know so many of them did. But the person that graduated from your class went back, organized her community into having safety for students going and coming to school. I love those stories. So how many graduates have you had, Francisco?
We have over 630 graduates now.
And these are just ordinary people in the community that want to give back.
Yeah, everyday people. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think, you know, that's one of the things that makes Long Beach a community, is because people are participating in what they not control, but live in. And you don't have to leave home. You could just work with your neighbors and doing something that makes this city better. So
it's very exciting. Residents can take an idea that they have and actually make it happen for their neighborhood. We tell residents all the time, you're going to teach us. What does your neighborhood need? What are the things that you could do to make a difference? And how can we support you in that?
Yeah. And how many people do you have in a class, Francisco?
The average number of our classes is about 40 people every year.
And do you have to turn people away to wait for the next one, or do you usually fill up to your just to your 40 and say you have to be the next one, or could you take 42?
Yeah, no, we don't turn people away.
Okay.
We usually max out.
All
the
right,
class.
so it's about 40 people, and it's 5 months.
It's 5
meets
months.
once a week.
Yes, we'll meet twice a month, so every 2 weeks.
And they're finding out things that they could do that they never thought they could.
Yes.
And dreamed of.
Yes, we hear that from people every year about how much the program has given confidence and tools to take care of
to
a place
really
they
be
call
active
home.
in a way that they never knew they could.
Exactly.
'Cause it brings out that talent
Yes.
throughout the whole community. I love that. I just love that story. Well, I think what Neighborhood Services does for our community is to bring the community together and to make people happy where they live, because they know they're being protected, or they know their backs being watched by other people in the community, because that's their home. And I just admired our Community Services Department for years with the ability to bring people together and to make sure that we have the type of community that we want. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I loved it. Thanks a lot. And thank you very much. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back. We have another segment that tells you more about other areas of the city that help each other. And we're so pleased that we have Maria and Joan with us, because both of them have been so active in the community and make the community better because of their participation. And Maria Norvell, it's so nice to see you. And you have been so active in the Wrigley area for so many years. And I remember when I first met you, it was when you were hobbling around. I didn't mean hobbling, but you had just broken your leg, and you were in charge of the Daisy Street Parade. But by God, you were going to be there whether or not you had a broken leg or not. I think that
Yeah.
I think that was a story.
All my injuries.
Yeah, was that correct?
Yeah, all
Okay.
my injuries.
But
Yeah.
I know that you've been involved with that neighborhood for so long, and it is a neighborhood that works together, I will admit. And the starting of the Wrigley Association and neighborhood area has just been very active. And Joan, I know you're president of the board
Yes.
now.
The
And
third
so,
one.
Yeah. How long?
The third one. Jill
Oh.
Hill was our first one, and then Maria the second. Now I'm the third president.
Oh, was that right?
Yes.
That's right. Well, Jill was the first one.
Yeah, and we formed in 2007.
So
Wrigley
not
Area
quite 10
Neighborhood
years.
Alliance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and why did you form, and what do you do?
Oh, why did we form? Well, we formed because we wanted.
To strengthen the area.
Well, we wanted to do some really good bylaws and go a different direction and get 501c4s and 501c3s, where Joan will talk about, because our purpose is to just to better our neighborhood with everything around it, the community, and Daisy Avenue Christmas Parade, keep that going.
Yes, and to have your community more informed about the
Yeah.
city, because you always, it seems to have somebody from the city speaking at your meetings.
Oh yes, we have a lot of guest speakers and everything, and every month it's different. We have some top speakers, and but also we do a lot of community events for the neighborhood, and we starting in February. The members bake cookies and punch for our 2 senior facilities there in Wrigley. And we do that actually on Valentine's Day. So it just goes on and on. Every month we have something going.
For some part of the Wrigley area.
Well, it's always on Daisy, on 20th
it's on
and
Daisy.
Daisy.
Okay.
Yes, 20th
Okay.
on Daisy.
Well, the thing that I noticed is that, and there's one fellow who I couldn't tell you his name, that comes to mind, that he just kind of came in once to watch what was going on, and it ended up being one of the best volunteers and can saw and can nail and do all kinds of things that other people weren't doing, and all of a sudden he's almost a star. I don't know if he's still active, but I still
That was
remember.
Bill. That was
Oh, you know who it
Bill
is?
Wagner. Yes,
Oh.
Bill and Bobby Wagner were a team. They were husband
Well,
and
but
wife.
they just kind of stumbled in to see
Yeah,
what was going on.
they did.
And all of a sudden, he could be active in his community. And I'm glad you knew who it was.
Yeah, he's 97 now, so he
Oh,
hasn't
my.
been to help in quite a few years,
Yeah.
but he's still with us.
So tell me the other activities. You help the seniors program. I know you do something for Halloween, and you do
We
something
do
for
everything
Easter.
at the last months go. Our next one is Easter. We have an Easter egg hunt on Daisy. They're at 20th and Daisy.
For the kids of the community.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone's
Okay.
invited. We do
Okay.
a thing, and we do get on the loft a lot of children and their parents. So they always come with parents. And then we have a movie night, and then our next one is a contest for Halloween, and that's also on 20th and Daisy. And we get sponsors to give, so we can give them prizes, first, second, and third prizes.
And that's people that, some of the businesses in the area.
Yes.
Well, just as a personal statement, and maybe I shouldn't even be talking about this, but I love the Daisy Street Parade. I love being in the Daisy Street Parade because of the diversity of your community. It's just, it was wonderful to see every ethnicity someplace, they're standing in front of their houses or having a group meeting with their other neighbors, before they all gathered and they were eating something and having a big night. It was just a good feeling in that area when I was a small part of it. So, in observing it. So there's just a lot to be said about the area sense of community that you have done in order to keep this all going. And then the whole area seems to be burgeoning in that district, entire district. So-
No, I've heard that from the Long Beach Police Department and,
that right?
and the firefighters. That's their favorite parade because of all the children and the diversity that's up and down the route, And so I get nothing but good vibes.
Good vibrance
Yeah.
from it.
And I'd like Joan to
Well, I
talk
was-
about.
yeah.
No,
Joan
I would
is-
like Joan to talk about our purpose. She knows the
Well,
bylaws
I was going to get
better.
to it, but you beat me to it. So, Joan,
That's okay.
tell us why you exist.
Well, if you'll recall, around 2005, 2006, there were a lot of concerns about the budgets here in the city. And one of the programs that was cut was the Halloween party at Veterans Park, which is a very small park that services a very large community. So we decided then we'd do a Halloween event on Daisy and 20th. And that kind of led to, we'll do the Easter event. And then, of course, the budgets for police and fire and public service also got cut. And so it was a good opportunity when we did these events for police officers to get involved. And a couple of times when we had a little electrical problems with our movie camera and such, the police stepped in and kind of entertained the kids. They brought a couple of patrol cars over. And so these kids get their first interaction with police and fire on a very positive note. So we did National Night Out because the budget was cut for the community policing event out on National Night Out. So we do that in our one of our mini parks. And we usually surround our events with a little bit of food. We had an ice cream social. Jill Hill, our first president, wrote a very nice essay and we won an ice cream social, and we made our own sauces and
city?
toppings. Yeah,
For your
through the city, through
district?
Neighborhood Resource Center. I
heaven's
can't
sake.
remember now. I think it was Dreyer's Ice Cream had a contest, and we were one of the first contest winners. He said, "Why do you want to do this?" I said, "Well, we've got a very diverse community, and we love getting together. We love Long Beach.
And
Did
ice
one of their
cream.
first breakfasts we did over on Daisy, and one of our members volunteered their driveway and their kitchen for them to prepare this wonderful breakfast buffet. So yes, we do a lot of things. We do a dine out. We're going to be doing a dine out on Monday at one of the restaurants in Wrigley, one of the newer ones we're going to try out, to try it again, get our members out and letting them see what is available.
And they
in the
know that
neighborhood.
if they go when it's one of your organizational events, they're going to see a lot of people they know.
Yes.
And meet some new people that live near them.
Yes.
Well, I think that you've distinguished yourself in being so active for your people, and you know, to have that's what makes a city strong, is to have the segments in the city working together, and so that people feel comfortable in their own home and comfortable in their neighborhood, and they feel that, you know, their next door neighbors watch us out for them too, as you watch out for them. So the organization has been strengthened, our city has been strengthened through strong neighborhood groups, and we have many, but I think that because the parade is involved is when I had a chance to really see what was happening in the district. So every month you have something, did you say?
Yeah, almost every, depending how it falls, like Easter, we don't know whether it's going to be March or April, you know, so we always have whenever it falls. But almost every month we're occupied.
And you meet every month?
Yes.
Where do you meet?
We meet at Veterans Park there on 101 28th Street, right behind
About that.
Pacific Hospital. It used to be Pacific Hospital. I don't know the name of it now.
And what do you say the boundaries of Wrigley are? Not that the whole city couldn't be involved, but the boundary is starting at PCH.
It's PCH to the 405, Long Beach Boulevard on the east side to the river.
That's
to
a
the
large
river.
area.
Yeah, we've done some really good stuff with volunteers also. I forgot to mention the Kaboom Park, right there at 21st and San Francisco, right across the street from Jones' house. And it goes to Hill Street. Now we, was it Forrester, Joan? That was one of
Forrester's
those.
was the corporate, but
yeah.
Kaboom, again, we applied for a grant because having the 501c3 status allowed us to apply for the grant for the Kaboom. Managed to get 460 volunteers out there and build a playground in a day.
From your from your group?
Half the money came from a neighborhood partnership program grant, and the other half from Kaboom, which is a national organization.
But you had all these people.
Now, all these people came from Wrigley and outside people, from Forrester. They also come out and helped. But we had the majority was from Wrigley, all over.
All working together for your district.
Built a tot lot playground for 2 to 12-year-olds in a day.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, it was a
right
lot of work, but you know, Jill Hill headed that off, and it was just well worth it. And I tell you, I see families going over there all the time now, and I'm sure Joan does too.
Oh yes, oh yes.
You know,
it's
so
That's great.
yeah,
That's just great. Well, you know, the architecture of the area is also interesting, I think. You have almost a representative of almost all the phases of the life of the city, you know, and the type of homes that were built throughout the years. So,
yeah.
well, I thank you both for being here. This has been revealing, and we have so many communities throughout the city that work together. This one stands out, as I say, I had you mainly because of the parade, and I was remembering about that. But the strength comes from our people working together, and you are perfect examples of that.
Well, thank you so
we
much.
thank you both for being
Thank
with
you.
us, and thank you for your years of service, because both of you have been involved in the city of Long Beach in one way or another for
Oh yeah.
40 years, maybe?
Mine since 1985.
80,
when I
well,
started.
Mine since about 93. I moved to Long Beach. a
Oh, is
little
that right?
later, yeah.
Well, I say 40 years because it seems like
It
I've
seems
known you
like
forever.
yeah,
so-
it seems like it.
But
Yeah,
thank you
it
very
does.
much for being here today. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you always learn something about your city and what makes it great is people working together, making sure that their neighbors and that their community is better because of them and the little bit that they can do or a lot of they can do to help. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.